Okay, so today I'm doing my weekly vlog update, talking everything that occurred between the 8th and the 14th of April 2024. Can you believe that we are about a day away, roughly a day away, from being halfway through April already? Where did these first 2 weeks go? Well, I'll tell you where they predominantly went. They went to my reading. I have read quite a bit in the first 2 weeks of April. Before we discuss my reading, let's jump in and talk, as we usually do, about my current watching. What am I looking into? First of all, some disappointing news for any and all Saw movie franchise fans out there. Saw 11 was due to be coming out this September. I was very excited. I don't really discuss Saw a lot on this channel because not only is it usually a reading channel, and I talk a lot about cozies, and Saw is, well, the exact opposite of a cozy, but I just want to make a point, since this is the watching section of my vlog, that I love Saw, and yeah, I did a rewatch of all the Saw movies prior to Saw 10 coming out last year, and I was planning on doing the exact same thing this year, then couldn't wait any longer, so I already had started by watching Saw 1 and Saw 2 2 nights ago, and then last night I watched a little bit of Saw 3 and then I found out, unfortunately, it's been delayed an entire year. So for all Saw 11 fans, yeah, it's with a heavy heart that the announcement was made that it will not be coming out this year in September or October, whenever it is, but in fact in 2025 instead. So yeah, a little bit longer to wait, which is unfortunate. Alright, let's move on to the next thing. Total Drama Poketoo Island. I had to think which one it was. So I don't remember what I was talking about when it came to Total Drama last time, but I rediscovered my love for Total Drama at the beginning of this month and came across a season I'd never seen before, Total Drama All-Stars. I watched that through to its conclusion, and then at the end of the final episode, the host of the show said, we're going to do another season with new cast coming up soon, and it was already there ready for me to go on my streaming service, so I went, why not? And that was Total Drama Poketoo Island. Yeah, so far it's been interesting. I honestly don't remember where I'm up to because it's been a while since I watched it, but I did watch it this week. But I think I'm about halfway through the season, so give me time and I will get through it all very, very soon. But that has been a whole lot of fun. I think we already spoke about the fact that Physical 100 as well as RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs. the World Season 2 have both concluded. So let's talk about RuPaul's Drag Race Season 16. This week was the Eliminated Queens coming back. So last week, the top 4 became a top 3 in Season 16 of Drag Race. And what usually would happen is there'll be some sort of a filler that occurs the following week, so this week that's gone by, and then next week we have the winner announced. So for this filler week, they decided to do something different, which was really fun. They brought back all the eliminated queens and had them compete in a lip sync palooza ultimate smackdown for the She Done Already Done Had Herses title. And yeah, this was really fantastic. Not only were all of the lip syncs incredibly entertaining, they had changed the stage. I don't know, and they have not changed this stage since the start of season 2. The RuPaul's Drag Race main stage is iconic because since season 2 all the way through to season 16, it's always been the exact same main stage, and the main stage was changed. So let me know in the comments below if you're a RuPaul's Drag Race fan, if you've heard if we're going to keep going on with this stage that we had moving forward for that we had this past week, or if we're going to go back to the normal stage. Who knows? But I love the normal stage anyway, but this stage definitely elevated everything, and it was absolutely fantastic. As I say, I enjoyed all of the lip syncs, some very surprising results, some not so very surprising results, but definitely entertaining all around. And might I just give a shout out, even though she wasn't actually lip syncing in this episode, to dear Saphira's massive hat. She came out on the runway in that hat. I'm like, that is a hat. That is a drag queen hat. I want that hat. Anyway, yeah, so that was great. And then coming up this Saturday for me, it might be Friday in the US, but Saturday for me in Australia time, we're going to find out which of the final three will become the ultimate winner of RuPaul's Drag Race season 16. I have a favourite. I don't think that favourite's going to win that I have. I think I know who's going to win, so we'll see. Will it be the person that I want to win? Will it be the person I think will win? Or will it be the other one? Time will tell. Let's talk Murder, She Wrote very quickly. I have a goal to get to the end of season 6 by the end of April. Now, I found out during this past week that there are more than 6 seasons in Murder, She Wrote, but on my streaming service, which it is very hard to access streaming to Murder, She Wrote in Australia. I'm not happy. We need to go and protest about this. But anyway, on my streaming service, we only have it up until the end of season 6. So what I'm going to do is I plan to get through to the end of season 6 by the end of April, and then I'm going to consider myself up to date. Otherwise, I'm just going to give myself a headache trying to find the rest of the seasons. Look, this season has ultimately been a letdown for me so far. I am currently up to, where are we? Season 6, episode 7, and there are 22 episodes in this season, so if I watch one every single day from now on here throughout, by the time we get to the last day of April, I'll watch the last episode. So it does look like it'll work out for me. Yeah, look, it's been very disappointing because Jessica Fletcher is not involved in, I found out, I did some research, Jessica Fletcher is not involved in most of the mysteries that occur in season 6, which is weird because Angela Lansbury, who plays Jessica Fletcher, is the protagonist, the main character of the series. But they decided to do something different for season 6, which really, didn't work out well for them. I wanted to say something else there, but let's keep it nice and PC and say it did not work out for them. And so they decided to change things up as of season 7 moving forward. But for those of you who have not seen season 6, but have seen some of Murder, She Wrote, in a lot of the episodes in season 6, from what I'm seeing so far, Angela Lansbury's character Jessica Fletcher breaks the fourth wall quite bluntly. She might be in the garden picking a flower, then she'll turn to you through the camera and say, "Oh, hello there," which really was weird for me to begin with. I'm like, okay, why is she breaking the fourth wall? She's never done this. But then it got even more disappointing. She would say, "Oh, hello there. I'm just picking roses in my garden. And you know what? This reminds me of a murder mystery that took place not so long ago between Ryan Mikowski and Seth Bronchonte. I'm just making up names here. And so let's go see what happened there, because Ryan had just come home from his big football game and Seth was very proud of him. That was until they found the dead body. And then we cut to this whole mystery that is certainly set in the era of Murder, She Wrote, but doesn't have Jessica Fletcher there trying to solve the mystery, and it's so weird. I don't like it. But the latest episode that I did watch, season 6, episode 6, did feature Jessica Fletcher in the episode, and I think I've seen the trailer for this season 6 episode 7, and I do believe she's in that one as well, but it's just been really, really weird. So if you've seen these little narration moments of Jessica Fletcher, oh, hello there, I'm just in my garden. I mean, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below, because it freaked me out. And then when I found out with my research that this happens quite a lot in season 6, yeah, that really disappointed me, but I'm going to stick to my guns, and I am going to get through season 6 by the end of April. Nothing else really to talk about as far as watching-wise. As I said, I did watch some Saw recently, the past couple of days, Saw 1 and 2, and some of Saw 3. Otherwise, yeah, not a lot to talk about. I do want to give a quick shout out to the Kitasaurus YouTube channel again. Oh my gosh, I love those cats over there. So I do highly recommend checking out Kitasaurus and all of Claire Love Cat's channels. I have a massive love for the cat whose name is spelt as we would say Lulu, but it's pronounced Ruru. I have a lot of love for Ruru and Tsutsu and all the other cats. They are just so adorable. So if you're a cat lover like me, check out Kitasaurus. You will love this channel. Seriously, when I am working, when I'm on like a small break or a lunch break or something, I will quickly go into one of the videos on Kitasaurus, and it just rejuvenates me. It makes me so happy. So I can't recommend it enough. Okay, speaking of enough. It is time to move on to reading because there is a lot to discuss with reading. Okay, so I have read 4 books in this past week, and we don't know. So just before I do, sorry, life update. Not really a big life update this time. There may be next time though, but not as yet for this time. So. Well, oh, actually, yes, a very quick update. I don't have pictures or anything, and, I'm very much against putting pictures up of people who don't want them put up anyway, but, I'm not gonna name names. I'm just gonna say my niece gave birth to a baby. I am a great uncle. I am very happy about that. My niece refers to me as Uncle Wolf because we both love supernatural type shows, and we both love werewolf lore in those shows, so she always called me Uncle Wolf, so now I'm Great Uncle Wolf. And yeah, her daughter's name is Chrissy Rose, and I just want to say massive blessings to Chrissy Rose. Welcome, and I hope you have an amazing life, and congratulations to my beautiful niece. Uncle Wolf / Great Uncle Wolf is very, very proud. Okay, let's move on to reading. The first book that I read this week was this book, How to Save a Human, which is book number 4 in the VRC vampire-related crime series, which according to Goodreads is an adult male romance, but honestly it's an adult male romance paranormal cozy mystery with spicy scenes in it. It's too simple to say that it's a male romance because it's not. We are following vampires who are part of a vampire police force that solve vampire-related crimes, hence why they are called the Vampire-Related Crimes Unit, and why the series is called VRC Vampire-Related Crime Series. We have one human that is a part of this force, and the series opens up with us following that human, Finn, in book 1 as well as book 2. In book 3, as well as this book, book 4, we follow other vampire detectives within the unit, which is a small unit, but it's good because we then get to know these people. So in this particular one, we are following Bentley, and we meet someone new whose name is River. Okay, so let's talk about my thoughts. I gave this book 5 stars. It was just truly fantastic. I love this series. I only have 1 book to go, and let me tell you, since this is the reading vlog and I can take a little bit more time to tell you this and not stress too much about being quick, I love this series so much, and the fact that the next book I'm going to read is the last one in this series has me incredibly sad. But here's a bit of a spoiler for Mr. Francy's Sass List for next year. I am going to be reading an Alice Winters series in 2024 because of how much I love this series. So there we go. There's that. So quickly on with the premise. It says, from River's perspective, when I met Bentley de Grey, I'm at the lowest point in my life because no matter how much I fight, my past won't let me escape. Bentley makes me laugh and care and love, but what does any of that mean when I'm living a lie? Things get complicated when I find out that he's with the Vampire-Related Crimes Unit, the organisation looking for answers about the abductions of prominent vampires, the same organisation that stands in my way. My time is ticking down while I'm wound up in this role I've been forced to play, but I know that I would be drowning without Bentley by my side. So to my thoughts, despite once again following 2 completely different characters, I once again found that I'm loving that Alice Winters does this. It allows us to get to know everyone at the VRC. I truly enjoyed getting to know Bentley, and River was an amazing character too. There were moments when I cried a little while reading this one. Alice Winters has the ability to get me to experience all different emotions while reading her books, and this was no exception. I'm just sad I only have 1 more book left in the series, and as I said, I gave this one 5 stars. The next book that I read was this book, Starboard Secrets by Hope Callahan. This is a new series beginning for me, book number 1 in the Millie Cruise Ship Mysteries, or Cruise Ship Millie, something like that. But anyway, the Cruise Ship Mystery Series, Adult Cozy Mystery by Hope Callahan. I had very high expectations going into this book. Not only did Hope Callahan meet these expectations, but she exceeded my expectations. So, very quick premise for you all. Millie Sanders' happily ever after is suddenly destroyed when her husband of 35 years comes home one day and informs her that he is leaving her for another woman. To make matters worse, the other woman happens to be her friend and hairdresser Delilah Osborne. After months of mourning and moping around the house, she stumbles upon a help wanted ad in the newspaper for the perfect job as an assistant cruise ship director. Determined to start a new life and new career, Millie boards the ship, ready for a new adventure. She isn't on board the massive floating city, her new home, more than 10 minutes when a dead body is discovered near the Atrium Bar. So to my thoughts, I had really, as I said, high expectations going into the book, having never read a cruise cozy before, nor any of Hope Callahan's works, and it was better than I thought it would be with those high expectations. What's not to love? Millie is fantastic as an elderly sleuth and assistant cruise director. The ship has multiple entertaining aspects, and I thoroughly enjoyed seeing every nook and cranny. I love the friends Millie makes also. The mystery was very intriguing too. Truly a different type of cozy mystery series for me, but one that I cannot wait to fly through. An overwhelming 5 stars. So the next one that I read was this book, Eggnog, Extortion and Evergreen by Tonya Kappas. This is an adult cozy mystery, book number 14 in the Campus Criminals series, and I gave this book a total of 4 stars. So, the premise of this book is May finds out just how slick the roads are after her car slides off the road and hits a tree, putting May into a deep coma. May is one of the lucky patients who does wake up and happy to celebrate Christmas with family and friends. One of the patients in the emergency room with May didn't die that night of natural causes, and Hank Sharp has himself a new homicide case on his hands. May starts having memories about the fire that took her family and a memory of a murder plot that she thinks happened when she was in her coma. Only she's having a hard time distinguishing between the two memories, and the clues seem to have blurred lines. There's one thing she does know for sure: both incidents come with clues that neither were accidents. And so to my thoughts, this one was much better than the last few. One con I can give you though was a little jarring. In the beginning I had no clue what was going on. While I did eventually cotton on to what Kappas was trying to do, maybe backing up a little with an intro would have made it more seamless. For me, I just like for everything to be linear, and it just wasn't in this one. So we come into this sudden moment at the beginning, and then we have this point maybe halfway through the first chapter that says 6 hours previously, and yeah, that's just not my type of thing for a cozy. For maybe a murder, like a standard mystery, yes, or a thriller or a horror, that would be fine, but for a cozy, it just didn't work for me. It didn't feel cozy doing things that way. But otherwise, I did love it. I enjoyed my time with Tex and hope he becomes a regular character moving forward. Despite eggnog being in the title and a Christmas tree on the cover, do not go into this book thinking it's Christmassy, as it is not. But for what it was much better than the last few, and I gave it 4 stars. And now let's quickly look at the final, most recent book that I read, which was this book, Ropes, Riddles and Robberies by Tonya Kappas. It is Campers and Criminals number 15, and I gave this one a total of, disappointingly, 3 stars. I don't feel that Ropes, Riddles and Robberies was as good as the last one, and I think that's because we're not actually at Happy Trails for this one. I don't think that's a spoiler, it's a different setting, I can say that much. So the premise of this one is solving murders comes easy for Mae West and the Laundry Club ladies. Trying to solve a cold case is proving a bit challenging. Mae has been having memories about the house fire that killed her family, leaving her orphaned. As a child, she couldn't do much to prove the fire wasn't an accident, but as an adult, and with a group of friends to help, Mae is on the case to put the clues of the past together to bring out the truth. And so to my thoughts, I didn't like this one as much as the last one, and I think that's for 2 big reasons. One, I love the setting of Happy Trails, and as I say, we're predominantly away from there in this one. And number 2, this was a cold case, and I don't like cold cases as I don't feel as invested. Despite the investment being huge for Mae West, it just wasn't for me. Also, as we weren't at Happy Trails, we hardly see Hank or Bobby, which I didn't like, but still, I love Dottie Swaggart. I love her, and I'm glad she was there. And it was a good book, it just wasn't amazing, and I was hoping that we were going to go on an upward trajectory as I gave 4 stars to book 14. So I was hoping that we were going to stick to 4 stars or go to 5 stars, but no, we've gone backwards to 3 now, but that is what it is. You know, I've started realizing, I mean, this is as I say, the 15th book in this series. I still cannot believe I'm 15 books into a series that I've only started this year. In about 3.5 months, I've read 15 books in this series. That is absolutely incredible. And in a 15-book series, you expect for there to be ups and downs. So it is what it is, and I definitely have hope that the next book is going to be a lot better. Speaking of the next book I plan to read, let's take a look at what I plan to read for the up and coming week. Now, I'm actually quite ahead with my reading, which I'm really happy about. It takes the pressure off a little bit. So, actually, I was not meant to be starting my next book until this coming Friday, which is not until 5 days away. So I'm 5 days ahead of my schedule, which means I can just relax and take it easy with my reading, which is good. But I do plan on at least reading 2 books this upcoming week, and if not, 3. So I'll tell you the next 3 just in case. So the next book I plan to read is the very next book in the Campers and Criminals series. It will be book number 16, Paddlers, Promises and Poisons by Tonya Kappas, an AD Cozy Mystery. The next book I'm going to read after that will be 5 Go to Smuggler's Top by Enid Blyton. This is book number, 4. There we go. Book number 4 in the Famous 5 series middle grade classic. And then after that, if I do have time, I'm going to start Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard, which is book number 2 in the YA dystopian series called Red Queen. Had to think there for a moment. Speaking of long series, how do you all feel about not having the number of the series on the spine of the book when the series is extremely long? For me, the first, I think, 10 to 13 books were in the Campers and Criminals series do not have the number on the title, but 13, 14, and 15 do, which makes me very happy. And just so you know, 5 Go to Smuggler's Top does have the number 4 on the spine, so it does make my life a heck of a lot easier if I can see what number it is. Have you had issues with longer series not having the number on the book? I understand if it's a duology or a trilogy or a quartet, but I mean, if it's 8 or more books, I really would like to see numbers on the spine. It just makes it easier. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you all have had an amazing second week, and indeed amazing first half of April 2024. What has been your favourite reads that you have read in this past week? Let me know in the comments below. But in the meantime, I'm going to let you all go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do be kind and love one another and spread your sparkling energy all throughout the world. And until next time, happy reading! Bye everyone!